Today's video is over categorical data. So the past week and a half, we have been dealing with numeric data. Okay, we've been dealing with situations where if I were to ask a question, your answer would be a number. Categorical data is data that consists of non-numeric information. It has categories. So the answer to your question would be something that's not a number. An example of questions that produce categorical data are, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Your answers here are going to be like vanilla or chocolate. That's not a number, so it's categorical. What's your best school subject? Math, reading. Where do you want to go on vacation? Disney World. Or Hawaii. All right, so your answers to these questions are categories, so it makes it categorical data. All right, now what we can do with categorical data, we have a couple of things that we can do. So I want to give you an example. Okay, I chose with went with what is your best school subject. So I went and asked some people what's their best school subject, and I put tally marks under the subjects. So what I'm going to do now is count up my tally marks. So for reading, there are 7, 4 for math, 6 for science, and 3 for social studies. And it's always a good rule of thumb to go ahead and figure out your total. So we add these up. 7 and 3 is 10, 4 and 6 is 10, so we asked a total of 20 people. All right, so what can we do with this information? One thing we might do is find the relative frequency of the categories. This is a ratio of the number of times a category is picked and the total number of data values. So if I'm going to find the relative frequency of science, I'm going to put how many times science was picked, 6 times, over the total number of data values, which is 20. I could now simplify this fraction. So if I simplify this, they can both be divided by 2, and I would get 3/10. All right, I could even change this into a decimal. 3/10 is written like this, or even into a percent, which would be 30%. All right, a lot of times your relative frequencies are going to be written in percent form. That's the most common form. But this is how you find them. You first create a fraction, and then you can go from there to your percentage. Something else we might want to know about our categorical data is the mode. This is the category chosen the most. So for us, our mode is reading, because it was chosen the most often. All right, now what can we do with this information? We could put it into a bar graph. I could put it into a circle graph, any type of, really those are the two most common that show us this information in a visual form. So that's all I have for you for categorical data.